Okay, this is a review for the first part that we've seen on Stone Age prehistory in first semester. So, I've made this PowerPoint, which has fewer slides than the one that we've seen in class, so that you have exactly what you need to study for the exam, and only that. Okay? So, the first thing you need to have clear is that BC and AD when we're talking about years. There's no year 1, there's no year 0, right? And how we define the difference is with the birth of Christ. So, anywhere you have BC is before Christ, and anywhere you have AD is after Christ. Right? So it's like counting on a number line with negative numbers and positive numbers. Right? The other important thing we have to have clear, especially since we're talking in English, is how to say the centuries. So, the first century is considered from the year 1 to 99 after Christ. Right? And it's the same thing we're talking about before Christ. From -1 to -99, what that is, 1 BC to 99 BC, you have the first century before Christ. So, if you'll see, there's a little trick, and we'll remember when we did these activities, there's a little trick that first century, second century, third century. If you'll notice, in second century, in the hundreds column of the numbers, there's the number 1. So you always add 1 to that number. Okay, so if it starts with 1, 101, 102, 103, up to 199, it's second century. And if it's 2, 201, 203, 204, to 299, it's third century. When it becomes the year 300, it's fourth century. And it goes the same way in the other direction with BC. Okay? What we're studying right now is the Stone Age, and we're in the first part of the Stone Age, which is Paleolithic. Okay? We have another way to divide time, and that's with prehistory and history. It's divided by the invention of writing, right? And there's 3 eras of prehistory. Right? We have Paleolithic, Neolithic, and Metal Ages. Paleolithic and Neolithic are considered the Stone Age. And the Metal Age has 3 subsections that we'll see later. Okay? In first Eveso, we're going to study here, 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 here. There's second Eveso, third Eveso, and fourth Eveso. Just so you know. Okay. How did prehistory begin? With the first hominids. Hominids, we'll see in a minute, are the first of our ancestors, kind of monkeys that could walk upright. Okay? And it ended with the appearance of writing, which is 3500 BC, about, more or less. So between 3,000 and 4,000 years ago, depending on where we are. Okay? So remember, Stone Age has Paleolithic, Neolithic, and Metal Age has 3 phases that we'll see later. Just to warn you, so you remember, sometimes the dates are different in different books because we're talking about events that happen at different times at different places. Right? So if writing was invented in Africa, for example, before Europe, well, Africa was in prehistory and Europe was in history. Okay? So a lot of the years, it's not exactly terribly important if it was 3,000 or 3,500 years before Christ. At the invention of writing, for example, different books often say different things. Okay. And this is just another graphic showing more or less the same thing. Right? We're focusing on the Stone Age right now, and within the Stone Age, we're talking about the Paleolithic Age, the Old Stone Age, even older one. Okay? And here we have these hominids. A more precise definition is the upper primates who walked upright and all their descendants, including Homo sapiens. You remember, primates are our family. We looked at the big family tree with all the monkeys, right? The upper primates were sort of the upper 3 layers closest to humans, right? And as they evolved into humans, that process was called hominization. That's where they begin to walk upright, they begin to use their hands for more things, they begin to develop language, right? The process by which the upper apes evolved into humans, including brain development, walking upright, opposable thumbs, etc., and all the other things you'll see, okay? You only need to know 5 specific of these hominids, right? We have Australopithecus, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Homo antecessors here, but you don't need to know him. Homo neanderthalensis, which is also Neanderthals, and Homo sapiens sapiens, which is us, right? What do you need to know about them? The very, very, very basic information and their order. Okay, I'm not going to make you memorize exactly every little thing about them. And you'll remember I gave you this in your copybook so that you have a handy little guide with a few of the basic characteristics. This is the same as that. Okay, here's the process of human evolution that we saw, where you can see where we break off from different species, and each evolves in its own way. You'll see our closest monkey relative was a chimpanzee, then gorilla, right, until our... The process of human evolution, hominization. This is extremely important, and you need to know all of the changes, okay? Bipedalism, which means walking upright. This is extremely advantageous because now you can use your hands to do things, right? Opposable thumbs allows you to hold a pen, eat properly, climb, right? Do all kinds of things by moving your thumbs like that. Increase in the size of the skull and brain, especially as we talked about in class, the upper part of the brain, which has the intelligent brain that can control impulses and plan for the future, not the reptilian brain that we talked about that reacts when I stare you, that is impulsive, right? The larynx changed shape, allowing them to develop language, so that's inside the throat, right? Tongue and